affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart?
Open your heart right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the Oldie Station. We welcome your phone calls at 866-972-7247 all across the nation. And tonight, we're on a quest. Where are we going? What's the journey about? Tonight, we're going to find purpose. How do you find your purpose? How do you discover why you're here? And how do you find the balance between living life in the matrix of what's expected so that we can perform and exist and pay bills on the journey to finding purpose? Not all of us, when we venture out into our careers, are able to step right into purpose and to live that purpose from the minute we're born. From the minute that we step into our hobbies and our goals as young children. There are some who know they're meant to be a professional athlete, and others who are known to feel the energy of the desire to be a dancer or a performer, and they feel it inside of them and they pursue the dream. And then they find success in it, and they are living purpose. There are some that are born and they know that they're meant to be a doctor. And from when they're little, they say, when I grow up, I'm going to be a doctor. And they become a doctor. But that's not all the people. Very small percentage of people know their purpose from the age of maybe 5, 6, 7, from the minute they're born, 5, 6, 7, going forward in the early formative years. Next thing you know, they're on track. Very few people do that. Most of us get caught in the loop. What's a loop, Sarah? A loop is the energy of the expectations and societary experiences and how we're meant to live our lives. How do we live our lives? Often to please our parents, to do what's expected of us, to be a good girl or a good boy. Many people are told that they're not smart enough to go to college, and so they don't. Some people are told that they could never do their goal. I had one woman share with me in a session. We were talking about purpose and what she wished she could have done when she was younger. And she said that she went and shared with her mom that she wanted to be an airline stewardess. And back then, at that time, it was a very prestigious type of role. It was something that not everybody did. But she really felt that she was meant to be a stewardess. And she told her mom, and her mom said, well, who do you think you are? You're not cut out for that. And just in those words, that mother cut that energy just like that. And the young woman never pursued it. And now, fast forward, 40 plus years later, she's sharing with me the story of a dream unfulfilled. So dial back in the story of life. What is it that is purpose for you that you didn't fulfill? That was a dream, a desire, a goal. And many people think that purpose is discovered instantly. And when we say, this is my purpose, that it's the only purpose, and we have to step right into it and be successful and feel fulfilled, and all the warm, fuzzy, spiritual things that people think happens on the road to purpose. Well, I've got some stories to share with you tonight about the road to purpose and how you can discover your purpose, and that purpose is often disguised as something else. And sometimes it's a dream that was buried alive inside of you, that either through a life choice or other people's influence, you let it go. Perhaps you went to school for journalism, broadcasting, but you got caught up in what was expected to be done in a relationship or a marriage. Maybe your partner is very successful, so you stepped up to the plate to support them. And then when you least expect it, that broadcasting journalism opportunity presents itself. But the studying and the goal, well, that's about 15, 20 years behind you. But it was a dream. And it was a dream in your heart that you knew it was something you're meant to do. But you need the opening, yes? Because how do you break out of the pattern of what's expected from your spouse and your family and their success and your contribution to that success? And then next thing you know, someone is presenting you with a chance to recapture your dream. What would many of you do? Well, the person who comes to mind when I tell that story, well, they took the opportunity. For them, the rest is history. I'm not talking about myself, someone else I know. It's an opportunity to make a change. It's an opportunity to shift where we are. But many of us don't have the courage to do that because somewhere inside we don't feel like we can disappoint others, break a pattern, and or do it because all these years have passed. But you can. You can because it's inside of you. And inside of you are pearls of wisdom and pearls of talent that you have yet to discover. And sometimes the idea of purpose, or what you deem your purpose, is literally the first pearl of divine purpose and wisdom that unlocks a treasure chest filled with pearls of purpose. And that for many of us, the journey of purpose is a step-by-step process. So let's dial back the clock. Let's look at all the things that you've done in your life as far as work and career are concerned, as far as service for others, things that you've enjoyed doing for your family. Let's take a look, let's take stock, and let's examine how you felt in those different experiences. Did you feel joyful when you did something for an elderly relative? Did you feel rewarded when your boss at your new career said you had done a great job and you're fitting in well? Did you feel excitement and enthusiasm when you had a job that gave you an opportunity to grow and promote? Where are the places in your life that you felt rewarded, useful, appreciated, at peace, in harmony, joyful? Where are those places? You see, when you go back in time and you make a note of those times and you view the history, you're going to notice some commonalities. What are those commonalities? What are the threads that bind it all together that help define who you are? You see, the journey of purpose is also the journey of self-discovery, understanding who you are and how you're wired, and how all the experiences, good, bad, indifferent, have been formulating your gifts, your talents, your strength, your courage, your wisdom all this time. Even the goals that you set towards purpose that maybe were missed, they're all a part of the story. So let me share with you a progression so that you can have a story to match. So each one of us, we have that little boy, little girl dream, that thought. So maybe in a little boy's mind, he wants to be a police officer or a fireman. Maybe he'd like to be a professional athlete. So in life, you will have these opportunities as a young one to pretend that you're doing this, and some of it you'll be able to do. Play in sports. Maybe you'll make team captain in high school. We'll have that journey. But when we look at what draws us to that, is it because you wanted to be in sports, because you wanted to have the sense of victory and success and win? But when you look at all the ways you had to live your life as a famous football player, baseball player. That doesn't appeal to you once you're older. But what it shows you is that you have the capabilities of setting an intention, a goal, working with discipline to accomplish it, being a part of a team. If you're team captain, then you have the ability to be a leader. These are ways that we discover who we are. When we get caught in the physical world, the expectations of others, the need to perform in life so that we can sustain ourselves and pay our bills, be a good family participant, we can often do things that maybe we don't really like, or lose ourselves in what we do and have that be the label that defines us. I remember when I was in my corporate world. It was fun, don't get me wrong. It was really great to sit around a boardroom table and brainstorm and talk about the needs of another company and be the salesperson who said we can do that, and let them know we could do it and show them how we could, and then earn their trust in their business. That was a great feeling. But after a while, it becomes repetitious. After a while, you find yourself defined by what you do best in a boardroom, what you do best when you speak with clients. And suddenly, even though you're using your attributes, your gift of gab, or your ability to hear and understand what a client wants and find the solutions necessary for them or their company, even though you get to tune into those talents, often you get lost in the expectations of others in the process of the tuning of those talents. And the role, the title, begins to define you. So what's defining you, where you are now? Are you only as good as your last job evaluation? And then after that evaluation, we start at ground zero again, and if the boss doesn't like the way you perform this year, you won't get your raise, you won't get recognized, you won't get your bonus? Does that sound like we're serving an organization or we're living purpose? Now, yes, in a lot of purpose, we do have to work together, and it's as a team. So if you're a doctor or a nurse and that's living your purpose, you do have to comply with the regulations and the rules and the politics of a hospital or a healthcare agency. You have to abide by their rules. But your purpose is sought through all the experiences that you have. We are seeking purpose in everything that we do. We want everything we do to have meaning. And it's when things become less meaningful that we begin to feel empty. We begin to feel as if we lose our reason for being. Purpose unfolds gracefully. Unless we go against the grain, then we most certainly can feel a bump. Ultimately, my purpose is to be here with all of you. Ultimately, my purpose is to assist others in transcending their human experience and bring them closer to the divine, connect them to their angels, help them discover their intuition, trust their vibes, and find more joy and harmony. Be at peace. Discover self-love and love others. But I didn't think that when I was growing up. I thought that the way I would bring joy to people was through music. I thought that singing would be my way to connect to people. I thought my voice would help lift their spirits. And yes, for a while in my singing career, it did that. But the purpose inside of me was connected to my voice. It was connected to my words. It was connected to the tone of my voice. I, as a young girl, could only interpret it as being a singer, which for those of you who've been following the show, you would know that that really wasn't an easy task for me. Yes, I did become a professional singer, but when I started out, I was off pitch. I was tone deaf. So for those who don't know what tone deaf is, you sing a note, I'm guaranteed to be off pitch by quite a bit, because I hear it in my head, but I cannot reproduce it to match the sound of the perfect pitch. It was a difficult place to be. But inside of me, I had a knowing, a feeling, a sense that my voice had meaning, and that I was supposed to sing. So I very diligently locked myself in my room at the age of 8, and I began to sing. And I began to make people crazy in my house. They really wanted me quiet. Shut up was the popular word at that time. And I didn't give up. I just learned to sing a little more quietly in my room. And I began to listen to the sound of other people's voices. Often you'll hear me in the radio show answering people, and I like to play around with accents and joke around. The way I taught myself to sing was through different tones and accents of other people. So I developed an English accent. I began to be able to match the tone and sound of people's voices so that you couldn't tell the difference between me and Judy Garland, or me and Liza Minnelli, or me and Leslie Ann Warren from Cinderella, or Julie Andrews. I began to match their sound because there was a sense inside of me that I could, even though in the beginning it was not a pretty sound. And then from that work, I was able to win my very first talent show when I was only 10. Not bad for a girl who couldn't sing. But now let's follow the steps and the progressions. So my voice did lead me through singing and did give me a degree in opera and give me the opportunity to create music and write music. It did give me the opportunity to move different things in my life towards that performing direction. It was the perfect experience for me at the time. But I learned to follow my voice. I learned to use my voice to speak in competitions and interviews. And they all began to build confidence in me. And that voice began the voice of the salesperson, the voice of the radio broadcaster, the voice of the person you sit across from who becomes the channel or the voice of the divine and your angels and your loved ones. And I bring through their energy. How do I do that? I feel it, but I express it how? In my voice. So never lose sight of who you are as a little one. Never lose sight of what made you enthusiastic, joyful, happy. Never lose sight and the feeling of what you hoped life would be, because even if life hasn't turned out the way you wanted, even if you don't know what your purpose is at this minute, everything that you're navigating and creating is giving you the opportunity to learn the meaning of your purpose. And no two purposes are identical. There are healers, there are intuitives, there are people who are great with the elderly, there are those who are wonderful with children, there are those who are creative and you love to make things. But within that action, that tangible product or creation, or expression is the soul and the being of you driving everything forward. But never in a million years did I think my purpose would be where I am. So never in a million years could you know the exact purpose until you get there. And until then, wondering and wandering and asking the question, what is my purpose, and feeling like you're missing something, you're missing the meaning of the journey to purpose. The meaning of the journey to purpose is to discover yourself, discover your talents, surrender to the divine, embrace the expression of yourself in so many different ways that there are no failures. There are just opportunities of expression that build you in the direction of purpose. There are many famous people who didn't discover purpose or find their success until they were in their 60s, their 70s. So those of us who think the clock is running out, it is not. And those of you who think you've had a great life, a great career, and you've lived your purpose to some degree but want something different or more, it's not too late. You can do it. It's here for you. You just have to ask the universe and pay attention to the simplicity of the journey of purpose and who you really are. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to answer your questions at 866-972-7247. We're also going to be welcoming our friends on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to see what your questions are on purpose. And of course, we're going to answer questions regarding anything all across the nation. So stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost a love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is
changing now, and each one of us has an opportunity to make a difference in our own lives and the lives of others. So as you notice things evolving and changing around you, if you don't like the way it's moving, then you direct your energy and intention somewhere else. Focus on what you want the world to be like. Focus on the energy of happiness and joy and love and peace and harmony. When we see things that are unjust, unfair, things that make us feel sad, send the energy of love and ask that the angels assist us in making the world a better place, a place where everyone is welcome. After all, we are all created equal. And we need to see each other as if we're looking at ourselves and treat ourselves with love. I know many people are not kind to themselves, but it's important that you treat others with love, kindness, and respect. We're going to answer your questions here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. If you're just joining us, we're here every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. and we are taking live calls at 866-972-7247. And we're also answering questions on Facebook and on YouTube. We're here to be of service. I help you navigate life's ways. And I know that we have questions about purpose tonight, but we also are welcoming questions on any topic that you may have a, question mark in your life, a wobble. Before we get to the phone calls and our Facebook and YouTube, I want to let you know about some exciting things coming up at the center and an exciting thing that I'm participating in this Sunday. So I think I want to start with this Sunday. I'm going to be at the movies at Del Rey. And there we are going to have this red carpet event because I was fortunate enough to be selected to be a part of a documentary series. It's a series of 4 episodes that talks about my connection to spirit and my helping others on the journey of them understanding and loving themselves and also feeling included. And this is known as the Seance with the Queens. And I would love for you to join us at the debut, our showing at the movies at Del Rey. You can get tickets at Eventbrite. Look up Seance with the Queens, and I'll be there. We're going to be watching it all together. We'll have a panel. We're going to be answering questions. You'll be able to meet some of the other cast members who were a part of this experience. It's really going to be a fun event. And this event is also going to be broadcast on Amazon Prime. And so you can look up Seance with the Queens in just a few days, and you'll be able to watch the whole series from your own personal living room or on your gadget when you're out and about. So we'd love to have you join us for our movies at Del Rey this Sunday at 7 p.m. The doors open at 6. We have a few tickets left, so go to Eventbrite and be sure to get your ticket and join us. I'd love to see you in Del Rey. Also, we have some guests coming into the Expedito Enlightenment Center. Drum roll, please. You know, I teach, and I've been teaching my students for many years. My teaching goes back to about 2009. It's when we began teaching at the center. And so some of my students have also been doing their own studying, not just studying with me, and they're ready to bring some of their talents forth. So this Friday and Saturday, we have Sharon Young, and she's going to be doing Reiki sessions, tuning fork, cranial sacral sessions. They are available. We still have a few spots for Friday and Saturday. You can go to expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. You also, if you get our mailings, you should have received a mailing that gives you an opportunity to register. But otherwise, go to Expedito, EXPEDITO, enlightenmentcenter.com. And there you'll see her featured, and be sure to make your appointment. I know you're going to enjoy it. She's been working as a healer for many years, and it'll make a big difference in your life. Then we have another guest popping into the center. Oh, we've got quite the calendar of events coming up. We have our very own Helena Suba. Helena's going to be doing astrology sessions at the Expedito Enlightenment Center the following week. So that takes us to what is May 3rd and 4th. And she is going to be offering these sessions to help you on your journey of knowing your charts and also answering questions on relationships. So she's offering 2 different types of readings. She has your birth chart as well as a composite based on the relationship. So you can go to expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com and register there. We do need to know a little bit of information to do your chart, such as your birthday, your birth time, your birthplace. So fill out the form, and we would love to have you have an appointment with our very own Helena Suba, who will be very regularly at the center doing astrology readings. But we'd love for everyone to show up and support her in her first full weekend at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. You see, we're nurturing talent, we're nurturing all of you, And we love to have people step into their purpose. We've got some more people who will be joining our fun activities at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. And of course, we always have our very own Isabel Prado, who's available for reflexology. She's been a member of our team of healing for many years now, and so we also have that available at the ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com. So we're going to go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247, and we've got to go to Illinois. First call on the board. She was anxious to talk to us. We've got Alyssa on the line. Alyssa, you and I have been talking for many years, so we're very glad to have you joining us here again. And what's your burning question? What are your questions around purpose? How can we help you today?
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
It's again. I have a question. So me and my ex, we split up, but he's getting engaged to that girl that he cheated on me with, and I was wondering if they were actually getting married.
What is your ex's birthday?
Dexter.
What is his birthday?
April 4th. Oh, the year. I don't remember the year. Hold on. I don't remember the year.
Okay, but April 4th, all right, I can take it from there. And they're supposed to get married next year?
I don't know when.
My guides are telling me something about next year is the plan.
Okay.
And
It's April 4th, 98.
okay. And do I see them getting married? I do. I do see them getting married.
Yeah.
I do
You
believe
do?
that their relationship is complicated. That I do see. But I do see them getting married.
Okay.
And in this moment,
right.
that's what he feels he wants.
That's what he wants?
At this moment, yes, that's what he wants.
Okay. All right. Can I ask you a question? What do you see for me for love?
Well, that's a great question, because this year represents you getting yourself in a better order, building your confidence, your self-worth, your self-love. This year represents feeling the ability to surrender that which you cannot control, and this recent engagement would be one of them, Alyssa. And releasing the worry as to what's going to happen next, and trusting that the universe is going to find you the perfect partner. You see, when things started to go south in this relationship between you and your ex about 2 years ago, we never really quite got our footing back, and it became toxic, dysfunctional. And the two of you together, that's how the relationship reads. So that's not an environment that you want for yourself or your child. And you deserve better. So waking up every day and saying, I am the woman who is worthy of love, someone who is a dedicated partner who I can be myself with and treats me with respect, and I the same for them, is an important statement to make. Because that is not what you had with your last partner.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
I'm going to connect a further dot, if I may, because my spirit guides were playing connect a dot in my mind, and we're going to, and I know you're not your mother, but I want you to see how easily influenced and conditioned we can be subliminally, subconsciously. Because if we think about it, although your mom had a longer history, she went through a similar thing. She was with someone, they cheated on her, and then they became engaged with the person that they cheated on her with, and then they ran off into the sunset and married and were happily ever after for a while. Didn't last. And so here you are finding yourself in the early stages of that story. Do not give your power away to this man. Do not let this impact you and make you feel that you're not worthy of love and that you weren't good enough, and he picks someone else over you. He picks someone who's going to pick up and play with his dysfunctional foolishness. And they are basically equally yoked. And so let them be in that energy.
He's with somebody that's going along knowing that he's a narcissist. That's basically what it is. But you don't see them lasting though.
Are you listening to me? What did I say? Listen to me. Don't shoot off words that are overly used right now and say he's a narcissist. Listen. I said she's putting up with his foolishness of his dysfunctional behavior. Now, do I see them last? Story is looking very similar to the story that your mom went through. But that's all I'm going to say on the subject, because I don't have the right to cast what I see upon their experience, because we don't want to wish them well. We also don't want to wish them ill. We just want to let them be and let God handle the story, because they're together for a reason and we're not God. So I understand that it's hard for you. And I'm sure inside you're like, I hope they don't last. I hope it doesn't work, because you're hurt. But we can't come from a place of hurt. We can't come from a place of abandonment. We have to come to a place that God is in control. And in our own individual foolishness, which we've all had moments of being less than perfect, we attract in our lives things that mirror that. And it's up to us, the individual, to get ourselves out of that experience and raise our vibration and be a better human being. So he's out of your life except for co-parenting. So be the better human being. Send them on their way. Let the universe handle it and open yourself to new love. And don't worry about what he is, what diagnosis you want to give him. We know it was dysfunctional. But I will tell you, and I will say this to everyone, it takes two to tango. So whatever we point our finger at someone else and say we don't like and that we feel is wrong, there's always a bit of something that we don't like in ourselves as well. The only thing you can change and you can be responsible for, Miss Alyssa, is yourself. And how you react and how you're a role model for your child. That's your job. It's your job to show your child that when we get thrown a curveball, we will never abandon them, we will always love them, and we will definitely learn to love ourselves and be the best possible parent. That's what we have to say to you on the subject, Alyssa. We do hope we've given you some valuable insight. I suggest you go back to Facebook and listen to this again. There are many pearls of wisdom from Spirit that will benefit you in processing what feels like a gut punch, and we most certainly know it hurts, but you will rise above this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We are rocking around the clock here across the nation, answering your questions, and we've got to go from Illinois to Missouri. And I like Missouri. Let's go see Jackie. Jackie, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for calling. Great to make this connection with you. And I really like Missouri. Do you want to know why?
Why?
It's the show me state. And I like when people show me. Right? So,
right.
My darling, what is your question for us tonight?
I listened to a call last night about med beds. The company's name is IFCM Institute. And I was just wondering if these med beds that they are selling is a legitimate med bed, and if that's something that would benefit, me.
And is this a product that's supposed to help and heal? Is that the product?
Yeah, and I've heard all kinds of stuff, like they're supposed to be free and all of this stuff, but they're charging $980 for this bed.
I don't really see that it would be free, though. I don't know where you heard that.
On one of the other podcasts on YouTube from the girl that says she knows all about them. You know, everybody has a story about them.
Correct, correct. But this is something that you're aligned to and you feel would be of benefit to you and benefit to others, yes?
Yeah, if it's legitimate, yeah.
Okay.
Because I've been told that, you know, only the military is going to release them and they are going to be free. So, I mean, I've been told so many things. I don't know what's true and what's not.
Got it, got it. And I don't feel that these are the exact people to deal with. I hear you and I like the sound of it, but I don't feel that these are the people to deal with. That's just what I'm hearing from Spirit. So the concept is legit. These people may not be able to deliver the goods when you pay the money. That's just the feeling Spirit's giving me. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. It confirms what I was feeling. So I appreciate that, Sarah. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But you're on the right track. So it's something that can be very beneficial to you and other people. So keep pursuing that. And let's see if we get some more clear-cut, concrete information. All right?
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're
Have
welcome.
a good night.
You too. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We are answering your questions all across the nation. And from Jackie in Missouri, we've got to go to good old Boca here in South Florida. And I've got Sandy baby on the line. Sandy, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm great, Sandy. Good to make this connection with you. This is a very powerful time for you. It is a year for you to tune in and tap into your soul and to really connect to the purpose and the meaning of who you are and who you've come to be. You're going to find a lot of things coming up within you that lead you to things that feel like they resonate with your soul this year. And it's for you to pay attention to those things.
Okay, because especially under this, it's been a
Could you say that again? Because you seem to have cut out.
under the Scorpio full moon, I feel like a lot is, you know, cycling out of me, if you will.
That's going to cycle a lot out of many people. It'll be kind of like a colonoscopy. So yes, you'll be cycling for a while. So yes, release those emotions, release the old toxicity of the past, and definitely be open to settling in your emotions. And the word that they give me is forgiveness. So forgiveness is going to be key for you. Forgiveness of yourself and forgiveness of others. Does that resonate with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Sandy, what is your question for me? How can I help you today?
So my question is, who's around me? But what I really want to know is, in your Enlightenment Center, you have a Middle Eastern guide, and I tried to, you know, find out a couple weeks back, but I never got a chance to call back. So I wanted to know who's around me, but what was the name of your Middle Eastern guide on the wall in your Enlightenment Center?
Yes, so that Middle Eastern guide is known as Serapis Bey. And Bey is spelled B-E-Y.
Okay.
He is an ascended master, and he represents great transformation, mysticism, alchemy, and he's a very strong, powerful guy that is connected to our center.
Okay.
And so, you know, not everybody knows that. So even though you called, I'm sure that they needed to ask me, and that didn't get to happen. So we are glad that you're calling and asking that question.
Okay, I appreciate it. And I did want to know that specifically because, like I said, I know I was just in Texas having a U-Haul time, so you know there was a lot going on there, but it was fun.
So you have around you, as you know, Archangel Michael. You have Archangel Raphael, who is a healing angel. You also have a fairy who has been connected with you since childhood. This fairy, Sandy, is about playfulness and feeling the energy. She helps you with your spiritual awareness, and she helps you connect to your playful side. Sometimes when you feel this need to be playful and just do something that's out of character or something that is out of the routine, she is guiding you to do that. When I bring her into your energy, your fairy came into your energy at the age of 4. She was meant to bring laughter and joy to you at that time. And she has been your, for lack of a better word, invisible friend all this time.
Okay, thank you.
There's also,
so
Sandy,
much.
a trip.
I appreciate you.
One of your guides is telling me that we have a trip coming for you.
Yes. We just came from a trip just Monday, and now we're going on another trip with my sister.
Yes, so that's going to be a great trip for you. It's going to be good for you. Rejuvenating. Just really very heart-centered experience. Going to be beneficial for you. Sandy, I'm being led to encourage you to develop your spiritual gifts and your intuitiveness more, and also your healing energy. Have you been working in the development of healing and healing of yourself and others?
Yes. Yes.
It's important that you continue to pursue that, and also continue to delve into trusting your intuition, trusting your vibes. All right, my dear?
I thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank
As
you so
always.
much. I appreciate you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. Then when we come back, we're going to pop on to visit our friends on Facebook. So pop those questions in. We want to talk to you. And if you're on YouTube, don't feel lost and alone. We're going to talk to our friends on YouTube. Follow Sarah Spiritual at YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater. And the characters, they change like water into wine.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story.
Yes, indeed, every soul's got its story. What's your story here? Well, on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, that's what we love to do, to discover. We discover you, your purpose, the meaning of life, your connection with your guides and your angels. We're welcoming your questions at 866-972-7247. I can't believe we're counting up to our 15-year anniversary of hanging out with all of you. Time flies when we're having fun. So keep following us. Subscribe to our newsletter at sarahspiritual.com. You want to be sure to be a part of all the action when we get ready to have some fun times. It's going to be a hot summer in the city here in South Florida. So we were just talking about how hot it's going to be. And we want to celebrate because you all have done an amazing job of making this gathering of this radio show, this program, to be what it is. Because it's your stories, your questions that have helped so many other people, not only helped yourself. Did you know that when you ask a question, there's someone else sitting in their car, their living room, or scrolling through Facebook that hears your question and thinks, oh my God, I'm going through the same thing. And when Spirit answers, yes, they're answering it directly to you, but it can touch the souls of so many people. So each one of you participates in this radio show. You're being of service right alongside me. We're kind of like family, just trying to make it one better soul at a time. Put a smile on people's face. So we welcome your participation. We welcome your following us on Facebook and YouTube. You can view our show there. If you ever miss a show or you want to go back and hear something, they're always posted on YouTube and they're always posted on Facebook for you to go back and take a listen and really dive into the depth of the messages that Spirit puts through me to share with all of you. So we are going to go back to our phone lines in just a moment, but I need to visit my friends online, on Facebook, on YouTube. I want to see what the comments are and if people are really resonating with this message. I know I already got a few messages in my message box that someone was saying earlier. He's from Port St. Lucie. He was saying, oh my God, this message of your opening is just made for me. I really feel that this message is exactly what I needed to hear. And that was the message on purpose that we used for our opening monologue. So if you're commenting in the feed, we want to hear from you, and we definitely want your questions. We're going to give a minute for them to put something up on the board for me so I can answer some questions in YouTube and Facebook. Let's take a look and see what we might have available for us. Do we have any questions from anyone? There we go. Is that a yes? Is that a no? They're coming. They're waiting to put them up. Technology. They want to know if Mercury retrograde's over. Not really. All right. Good evening, Sarah. They give us their date of birth, and they say that their husband is traveling and to their birthplace in May and take care of some business. And a health herbal doctor, what spirit sees for us in the trip. So they're going to go see an herbal doctor who's going to help with their health, and is also going to be going back to family grounds. You know, that energy of going back to your native land. And I feel like this is going to be, Grace Williams, very cathartic for both you and your husband. It's going to give you the opportunity to heal, but also the opportunity to be in tune with your inner children, the inner child within you, the inner child of your husband, and to make that reconnection with your ancestry, your spiritual ancestry, and really free yourselves from the limitations, the stagnation, and the difficulties that I see we have been enduring essentially for the past 3 years. So this is a time for a breakthrough, and you're making the trip at the perfect time in May. It's all systems go for this trip. So Grace Williams, have a safe trip. You will enjoy, and touch base with Mother Earth, and know that you are always protected and guided by your angels. We're going to take another question from our friends on Facebook or YouTube. Let's see who we've got. What do we have here for us? Carla Colburn. She says, will my new job title be a good fit for me? Was this a good move for me? Well, you know what, Carla? There's a bit of a learning curve in this. And so it's going to take some getting used to. But it's the perfect time to make a change. It is going to set you up for a really strong 2025. So if the first 2 months of this job feel a little uncomfortable because you've got to grow into the role, don't be hard on yourself. Don't take it personally. Don't doubt yourself. It's the right move because it is a move that is just a stepping stone. There's more for you to accomplish, Carla Curlburn, and this is the opportunity for you to break out and rise up above where you've been for a very long time. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. Let's take one more from Facebook and YouTube before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. Let's see if we've got another person from YouTube or Facebook for me, please. There we go. Let's see if we can get that coming up for us. All right, they don't seem to be pulling it up fast enough for me, and time's a wasting. We got calls on the board, and I definitely want to talk to everyone. Let's see, here we go. We've got to go to Crystal, and she is in Jupiter. Crystal, how are you tonight? We'll go back to YouTube when we're done with these calls. Let's see, Crystal, how are you tonight?
I'm well. How are you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing well, Crystal. Good to make this connection with you. And this year is really about wrapping up some things with your career and kind of making some moves in your finances. Are we trying to reposition ourselves for better financial picture and better advancement in our career? Is that what we're trying to do at this time?
It's not something that I've really considered.
Okay, so make note that this year is the year that you can do that. So even if you didn't consider it, sometimes the universe has a surprise for us of something that comes. Sometimes when I say things to people, we're like, oh, we don't know what that means. The universe always brings through the answer to that question of we don't know what that means, but what does that mean? I have here the energy of advancement. It's going to be a good financial year for you. It's going to be a year of success. and it's going to be the opportunity to make a bit of a change that is going to bring you some advancement financially and recognition. What is your question for me tonight, Crystal?
My question is, I just recently started talking to someone and just want to see what advice you have with this potential romantic partner.
What is their birthday, please?
January 23rd, 1987.
So here we have someone who is not quite as emotionally attuned as you are. You're very sensitive and you're very much aware of your emotions. You are not afraid to express yourself. Sometimes I feel like they are not as communicative as you are. They have this energy that they may tend to hold back. There's a little bit of a coolness, a little bit of a disconnect at times with them. That's how they process things. But they also have this energy of being very driven and very altruistic, being very connected to people, but for the greater good. What is the question? Is it about the romantic connection here?
Yes.
Okay. So when I look at where they are in their journey right now, the interesting thing is that when I take them back to 2019, do you know if they were in a relationship at that time?
They mentioned something.
Yeah. And I feel like that kind of felt like a trap to them. They're very free-spirited and they don't like to feel trapped, and sometimes accountability. You know, you are very specific and you know what you want, and sometimes you want people to be as transparent and authentic as you can be. This person, is not that they're inauthentic, but they do have this energy if they keep things to themselves. So romantically, on a scale of 1 to 10, we're giving this relationship, I don't know why we're rating it, but this is what my spirit guides do, and don't ask me what, but they're giving this a 7.5 to an 8. So it's a good experience for you. I do feel that you're two totally different people, and we have to see if we can look beyond the differences. Are they a great conversationalist? Can you have fun together? Yes, yes. Are they interesting? Yes. Are they eclectic? Yes. Are they as deep as you are and emotionally connected and interested in being connected in the feeling energy? That's what we're going to wait and see, if they can show up for you in that way. Does this make sense to you based on what you've experienced?
Yes.
Okay. So give this time. My guides say we'll know more by July.
Okay.
All right. So give it time. You haven't spent much time together yet. Is that also true?
Correct. It's very new.
Very new, like 3 weeks or so, something like that, yes?
Like a week.
A week. Okay. There we go. So get to know him a little bit more and see if he's going to be the right vibration for you. He's not a bad guy. It's just, is he the right vibration for you? This is what we're looking for. All right.
Okay.
But let me answer this for you,
I
if
really
may.
appreciate it.
I want to let you know that this year is an important year for love, and love that resonates with your soul. So it has to be something you feel right in the center of your heart, that you know, this is my guy, this is it. And so you're going to have that feeling coming up inside of you, whether something's it or not, whether it's the right person to be your friend, the right partner. It's right here in your chest. You're going to feel it. So look for that as your clue. All right, my dear?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Okay.
866
Bye-bye.
972-7247. They pulled a question up from our friends on YouTube, and we didn't get it up fast enough, and I had already moved into picking up the call for Crystal. So let's pull up our YouTube question that we had before. We want to see here, we have Gigi, and let's see what Gigi has to say. What does Spirit want me to know and do at this time relating to this partnership? Well, what we want you to know in the spirit world is that this is really an important time for you to focus on yourself and making sure that your needs are being met. This partner that we ask about, this partner is on a journey that is bringing a lot of changes in their life and may not be the easiest year for them. And I don't know that they're being as transparent and open as you may like them to be. You are the person who's going to give someone the shirt off your back. We want to make sure that we're giving it to the person who's going to be appreciative of who you are and the talents that you bring to the table. This partnership may not be as balanced as you would like it to be, so we either need to address it energetically, emotionally, conversationally. We need to take a look at that, and as we look at the balance in the relationship, you want to make sure that you don't get stuck doing more than your share in this partnership. We thank you for your YouTube question. We're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247, answering questions all across the United States, all across the world, really. Thank goodness for Facebook and YouTube, giving us the opportunity to connect with as many people as possible. And if you'd like to connect with me, Sarah Spiritual, personally, we have several ways that you can do that. You can do it via phone or video by going to sarahspiritual.com and selecting your own personal session. A general session really covers everything we could want to touch base on. And then we have some specialty sessions that are listed there. And then we also have in-person sessions. If you're local in West Palm Beach, South Florida area, if you're visiting South Florida and want to pop in and see me, of course we are scheduling in advance, so please, we want to know that you're going to be coming in advance so we can save a spot for you when you come into town. I would love to see you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. There you'll find all the different crystals, books, incense, cards, spiritual cards, oracle cards. We've got fabulous array of candles. We've got bracelets. We've got oils and sprays. So many things to assist you on your spiritual journey. Visit sarahspiritual.com or the Expedito Enlightenment Center, EXPEDITO, Expedito Enlightenment Center. And there you'll also learn all about the services we have from our practitioners that are sharing their gifts with you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We're going to go back to my phone lines. I've got Jennifer, and Jennifer is in West Palm Beach. Jennifer, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. Good to make this connection with you. And it is a really powerful time for you. Your birthday's coming up. And my guides tell me that this is the year that we can break out. We want to be a new version of ourselves. We want to be more creative. So we want to explore the opportunities of who you are and all the things that you can do. It's meant to be a very creative time for you to explore new ideas, new possibilities for you in this birth year that you have coming up. So I want you to be very enthusiastic about this birthday. I know that maybe the past couple of years have been a little bit rocky for you, but this is really meant to be a fabulous year, leading you into 25 and 26, which will equally be fabulous. What is your question for us, Jennifer, in West Palm Beach?
I think I just have some changes kind of going on, and I guess I just wanted to know if Spirit had anything I needed to really pay attention to or to be cautious about in the career or personal field.
Okay. Well, in a way, we answered that as we first connected with you, not in the specificity of the people or the opportunities, but I just want to go back to the brushstroke first, if I may. Anything that feels creative, enthusiastic, feels like it's taking you out of your routine and makes you feel good and inspired, this is where we want you to go. If someone is weighing you down, someone is feeling inauthentic or two-faced, we want to, of course, watch that energy. There is an opportunity to take some new role or new position and work coming up. Are we exploring that in our career at this time?
Yeah, I just signed a lease today on a new building. So
Perfect. And is that for your
That's a huge,
for your
yeah, that's a
living,
huge change.
please? Is this for living?
No, on my business.
On your business. Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure. This is the right thing to do. We did the right thing. It will have its adjustment period. There'll be some things that my guides tell me you're going to have to take care of and make sure that it is the right fit for you as far as things that are getting done to support what you want to do for your business, but you're in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
We want to look at the people who are surrounding you. You know, people support that which they help to create, and you want to make sure everyone has your back in this transition time. Is that also true?
Yes.
And my guides keep taking me to the number 3. Are there 3 people connected to helping you in this business transition that we're going through right now?
Not really. I don't know where the 3 would really come from.
Okay. So we have the number 3 connected to it. So I want you to remember that I said that. So 3 contributors,
Okay.
three people who are going to line up to help you in the execution of this business. Whatever they represent, this is what I see. The number 3 is big around the business, right? These are the 3 core people or the 3 key elements of the business that are going to make it a success. You're doing everything at the perfect right time. Next year in 2025, we're going to build brand and community. And in 2026, we're going to have a really great financial year because it is a major shift, up-leveling in the career financial picture. This is all what you're working toward, and this is part of your goals, correct?
Yes.
And this is why when I began the conversation, I said, oh, it's going to be a good year. And wait till next year and wait till the year after. So it's really going to be, and maybe the number 3 means the next 3 years, these 3 years, this year, next year, and the following year. I don't know. I just can repeat exactly what I see and what I feel. So just know that this is a great opportunity for you. Jennifer, how did you hear about the show? Where did you find us?
From a friend.
Okay. Well, you be sure to thank your friends, and we look forward to being of support to you as you navigate this new opportunity in this building for your lease, for your business.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your call. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We love answering questions all across the nation, and we truly love hearing from all of you. Know that your questions mean so much to this program, and that as you ask your question, know that Spirit's going to answer, sometimes not in the way we want to hear it, but in the way that is necessary for your soul to hear, so that the energy can be programmed to bring the positive outcomes of everything that we do. We're going to go to take another phone call. We're going to New York, and I've got Juanita. Juanita, how are you?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. And Juanita, have you called into the show before?
No, I haven't, but I've gotten readings from you before.
Well, fabulous. Thank you so much. Good to have you join us on the radio show. Juanita, what is your question for us tonight?
My question is around career. I'm
Yes.
currently unemployed, so do you see anything coming up anytime soon?
So when I look at where you are, it is a time for you to expand and actually consider a different type of role. Are you looking outside your box of what you were doing before you lost your position?
Yes, I am.
Okay. We want you to, and is it something with computer data entry, something technical? What are we doing here?
Client service.
Client service, okay.
Yes.
And that is applicable to, and we record data regarding the clients, yes? Or we record things
Yes.
relating to their projects? Is that true? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So when I see this energy, I feel as if, Juanita, this window of time that April is a slow month for you, and May into June is when things open up. So I want you to trust that you'll have
Okay.
a new job in this window of time. May into June is the timeline. And I also feel that you needed a break. You were a little burnt out. I know we want to have our job because we need a role to fulfill so that we can pay our bills. I get that. But I want you to trust that the universe has your back and that there's actually a job that can be more fulfilling and easier for you than what you were doing in the past. I want you to trust this experience and know that no matter how bleak or thin the line looks and we feel like we can't make it, you're going to pass through and you're going to land on your feet. Trust this experience.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Juanita. All right. Thank you so much. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and we'd love to hear from you. We're going to open up some phone lines when we go on break, so pick up the phone and join us right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart, the ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way. run away anymore. The world is changing now.
The world is changing now, and we need to heed the warning. We've got to wake up and connect to the joy and the love and make a difference in our own life and the life of others. And we're welcoming your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. Also, we're talking to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. And I sure would love to hear from you. If you've got a question on YouTube and Facebook, we're going to take your question in just a second. So put those questions in the feed. Now, if you didn't hear in the beginning of a show, we've got an event coming up. I'm going to be at the movies at Del Rey, and that's going to be this Sunday at 7 p.m. We are debuting our series, a documentary, Seance with the Queens. And I'm part of the show. And we give messages to people who are looking to make their life better and to experience the shift and know that there's love that is for them from the other side. We are making this connection, and we are truly helping people learn the energy of love and acceptance of everyone. And so if you'd love to join us at the premiere, you can visit the Eventbrite and just type in Seance with the Queens. Tickets are only $12. We're going to have a panel where we'll be answering questions, myself and the other cast members. And we are going to be watching this. I'll get to see it for the first time with all of you and see myself answering questions and helping people connect with loved ones on the other side and getting some really heavy-duty insight from Spirit in this documentary. So we'd love to have you join us. There are a few tickets left, so go to Eventbrite, get your ticket tonight to be sure that you have a spot. We're going to hang out together. We're going to get there around 6. We begin at 7, and we're looking forward to having time with you. And this series, this documentary, is going to be featured on Amazon Prime. You can look for it as Seance with the Queens, and there you'll be able to download it and watch it in the convenience of your home. We sure hope that you watch and give us your feedback. We'd love to hear from you. And I was really excited to be a part of this documentary. It's something I was busy working on in my spare time. I know, when was that, Sarah Spiritual? Well, yeah, that was on Sundays. And we got to film with the cast, and we did some really fabulous scenes and some really fun locations. I don't want to give it all away. So go to Seance with the Queens on Eventbrite. Join us at the movies of Del Rey this Sunday, the 28th, 6 p.m. doors open, and then at 7 p.m. we'll begin. We thank you so much. We're going to go to Facebook, and we're going to go to YouTube, and then we're going to go to the phone lines at 866-972-7247. Let's see what our YouTube and our Facebook friends have for me. I want to make sure they get all their attention tonight. So who do we have here on Facebook and on YouTube? We're waiting. Let's see here. Do we have a question for me on Facebook and YouTube, please? All right. Well, it's taking a little longer than I wanted it to. So let's take a look here. We've got to go to Angie. And Angie, she's calling in on our phone lines, and she's in Naples, Florida. Angie, how are you tonight?
Good, Sarah.
Good to have you join us, Angie. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And Angie, how do we find our way to purpose and the meaning for you? What are your questions for me? How can I best assist you?
Well, first off, I'm wondering if there's any of my loved ones around me from the other side. And my other question is, do you see me getting on a helicopter anytime soon?
So let's talk about loved ones on the other side. the answer is yes, Angie. You do have your loved ones on the other side, and you get a sense of that. And every week when we connect and we make the connection with them, when you do call in, or the times you call in, sometimes they're more available than others for a direct message. I know we've brought them through for you before. In this moment in time, I'm seeing 3 individuals that stand above you, connected to you. 2 are male, 1 is a female. They are not stepping forward with any direct message, but I know you know exactly who they are. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, my guides are funny. Why ask a question that you already know the answer? Who's with me? They're with you. Do they hear you? They hear you. Do they know that you're navigating, making changes and trying to better your life? They know that. Do they know that you are not where you want to be personally, emotionally? They know that. Are they supporting you from the other side? They are. Have they given you evidence? And you've noticed some of them, but not all. Yes, they have. So pay attention, because they're giving you signs everywhere you go. And I want you to trust that they're supporting you. Now, about that helicopter. My goodness. I actually do see a helicopter ride in your future.
Oh, wow.
And it's with a particular person that you have in mind to take this trip?
Yes.
Okay. How'd I know? Oh, yes, a little spirit birdie told me. Yeah, I love when they tell me stuff. But I feel like this person that we want to take a helicopter ride with is very busy. Is that true?
Yes.
And that they're not always here or available or present in this locale. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. And there's something about them that make me feel like they're not here right now available either. But they will be back. There is something coming. When they are ready to make good on their word, they will make good on their word. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, my spirits in my head. What do they say? Why do you ask questions that you already know the answer to, Miss Angie?
Well, I'm wondering how close to the future it is. I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like my spirit team is definitely guiding me. So
correct. Trust the process. And that's why I'm teasing you, because I know we're calling for confirmation. But you know this. In your spirit, in your soul, you know that this is meant to be something that's meant to happen for you. And that whether it's now, next week, or 3 months from now, it's still in your future. And I just hope you like helicopters, because they like helicopters.
Oh, yes.
They like flying around in the sky. That's the kind of person they are. So we want you to be very aware of the intention and feel it in the energy and know that the universe is going to help you on this path.
Okay.
All right. Trust this process, my darling. It'll all come together.
Okay.
All right, Angie,
I'm trusting.
thank you so
I feel
much.
like I'm finally there, but I'm getting a little impatient.
And that is so easy to do, because when we can almost see it, feel it, taste it, smell it, and we just know this is what's meant to be, we want it now. But if it took this long for divine timing to bring you to this point, then we need to allow it to unfold and everything line up this way. It is sustainable, maintainable in the future, so that it is something that we can build upon. We don't want it to just be, yes, we got our goal, our feeling, our intuition was right, our intention was met, and then woof, it's whooshed away. We want something that is going to be sustainable, and this takes time, because this person that we speak of has not only a lot going on in career, but personally.
Okay.
And they have a lot of responsibilities, and a lot of people expect a lot from them. And so it's not always easy for them to take time away to do something for themselves that they too are looking forward to. But I do believe that what they have said is the truth, and it's what they are wanting to do. It's just a matter, as I draw it here on my paper, of time. And, there's no better time than the very near future to make that happen. So you hold the vision, Angie, of it coming together perfectly for you in the perfect time. Don't get impatient, because you will push it away, and we don't have the receptivity necessary to allow it to come. Thank you so much for your call. We greatly appreciate your following the show, and the gang's all here on the other side, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
All right. Bye for now.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We've got to go to Boca. We've got Gabrielle in Boca. Gabrielle, how are you tonight?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Gabrielle. Have you called the station before?
No, I haven't, but I've had a session with you before, private one.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we welcome you, Gabrielle, and good to have you connect with us again. And when I look at the energy here, what they tell me is we've got to balance out the energy to find fulfillment, to make the changes that we want to make, Gabrielle. We want to make a change that helps benefit us to support our career, yes, but we're also caught in a loop of what we're currently doing. Yes?
Caught in a loop? I'm sorry?
Yes, my guides are telling me you're kind of caught in the loop. Something feels like you're going around and around in a circle, and you're trying to figure out what to do next to get out of the circle of something that's repeating itself. Does that make any sense to you, Gabrielle?
Yes. So my family and I need to move after living in the same place for like 12 years. It's basically like a good chunk of my life. But finding a new spot has been pretty tough because rents for 3 bedrooms are really high, and down payments for like getting a house is too much and all of that. So I'm 22 and I haven't lived on my own yet, or at least away from family. And I've been considering moving out with a friend just to save costs. Because it's scary to think about taking a big adult step, even though most people my age probably lived away from family at least once. I'm just trying to figure out if this is the right move for me and if it could help me find my purpose and get on the best path for my future.
It's going to help you get aligned with your future for your career. It's going to help build your momentum and your confidence. But my guides also make me feel like what we are currently doing for work is not the ultimate goal. Is that correct for you?
Yeah, it's a stepping stone.
Okay. So we want to ask this one question of ourselves. What else do we need to do to get ourselves ready for this career in this transition of a stepping stone? Is there something additional that we need to study, we need to work towards to accomplish that?
Yeah. I've actually taken the first step of doing that.
Right.
Because I wanted to do voice acting.
Right.
I made an appointment with a vocal coach who's in the exact field that I want to be in.
Right.
And I'll be seeing her in May.
Perfect. And so this is something we need to do, but this is also going to require time for that. It's also going to require some money in order to do that, correct? We have to pay her some exchange for her coaching you, yes? So when you decide how we can move out, this is the formula I want you to use. If we split the cost with our friend, will there still be enough from our working to further advance ourselves in our voiceover career and give us the opportunity to study consistently with this person who's looking to coach you? And will you have the extra money to pay her?
Okay.
Because if we live with our family and we contribute, it might not be as much to contribute as you might if you're splitting everything down the middle with a roommate, and that may give you more time to invest in yourself. So you have to look at what you're making. Is it and can it be the right move for you with your friend? It can. But you need to make sure the numbers are going to work so you don't shoot yourself in the foot, as my little spiritual guides are saying, and put yourself in a position that you can't consistently study because this is what's necessary so that you can advance yourself to do your voiceovers.
Okay.
This makes sense to you?
I actually, yeah, it does. I'm actually, where I'm working at now, what I've been making before probably wouldn't be enough to do all of that, but I'm actually going to be doing, it's kind of like a promotion in a way where I could be making more money from I'm taking courses right now to get a license in health insurance. So I'll be making more, which is kind of giving me more confidence in moving out and being able to still afford to take those courses and pursue that career path.
Correct. But make sure that, the number, don't spend money we don't have in our hand yet. Remember that.
Okay.
Because then you're going to create undue stress. And what you're looking to do is called a creative process in voiceover work. So you need to be relaxed and you need to practice, and because you want to do voiceovers for videos and things, right? For games and such.
Games and shows, yeah.
Games and shows, right. So keep practicing. I think the numbers can work, but you need to make sure you do the numbers before you put yourself in that position. What is the friend's birthday that we're thinking of moving in with?
April 1st, 2000.
Okay. Well, the two of you blend well together. She's a good, solid person, is what I see. So I feel like she'll consistently do her part.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah. Because we need to make sure the person we're sharing the space with is going to be reliable, because otherwise somebody's got to have to pay, and we don't want that responsibility to fall on you. So I do see a responsible, dedicated person here. So it would be a good choice for a roommate.
Cool. Okay.
All right, honey. Thank you so much. Appreciate your listening to the show. Thank you for following it. Welcome. You're welcome to call us and continue this journey with us. And, of course, thank you for having a session. I do remember our conversation. So thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Bye.
you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. From Boca, I got to go to Dallas. I got to see what's going on in Dallas, Texas. I just, Texas went through a lot with this eclipse. I got to check and make sure that Esther in Dallas is doing okay. Esther, how you doing?
Not bad, sir. Thank you for asking. What about yourself?
I'm good, but not good is not the answer I want to hear from anybody. But of course, that's why you're calling. If you were doing spectacular, you wouldn't be calling me. So, Esther, what's your burning question for us here?
I got a peculiar question, and I'm sure to the naked ear it might sound weird, but I'm sure you'll put it together. About a month ago, I ended up in the hospital for about 8 hours. And what happened is I got a peculiar blood pressure where I'll have my blood pressure med for 2 months and probably take one because my pressure is normal. So I don't know what type of blood pressure is that. However, I woke up this Sunday morning, said I was going to go to the Buddhist center, and the room was spinning. And I first checked my blood pressure. The pressure was okay, but my heart rate was extremely high. It was 146. I stayed in bed all day. But something weird happened, which I'm wondering if it's the stress. Was it an attack? Was it something demonic? Where suddenly my father's presence was there. My father passed away in 92. We weren't close. We weren't in any conflict, but it was just not a close-knit relationship. And it bothers me as to, was I hallucinating? Was his presence there? Was I going to die? Was it from stress? It bothers me to this day. I have an appointment coming up in May for a specialist to see if there's anything that the hospital missed, because they allege that they did every test and everything checked out okay. For about a week after the hospital episode, the heart rate was irregular, which is 90, which is high for me, 110. But now, for the past week or so, it has been normal, 70, 78.
Right. So I'm not a
it's been
doctor.
bothering me.
I cannot diagnose, but I know what I hear in my head. So without giving any medical advice, I will say that yes, we did suffer from something that created an irregular heartbeat. Now listen to me. It reads as if there is some intermittent, is the word they give me, malfunction, some type of AFib or something. Don't know if that's the right word because I'm not a doctor, that is going on. So we may want to check this, and probably a good thing to do. And at the time when the hospital checked you, because I'm drawing hearts here on my paper, when the hospital checked you, maybe you checked out fine. So perhaps you'll go to a specialist who will have you wear a heart monitor for a period of time so we can take a look and see. Does this make any sense to you? I have no medical background, but this is what they're showing me. So let me tell you.
Yes, that's the plan.
That's the plan. Perfect. Oh, I'm so glad I have spiritual guides who know the medical system. Now, here's what I want to share with you. I also feel that at the time of the increased heartbeat, which came first, the chicken or the egg, I do feel that there was an energetic vibratory pattern that was like a clash with your energy. You know, when we are, coming around the corner and somebody pops out, or we don't see them coming and we see them and we get scared, and for a minute like our heart races and we feel that jolt. I feel at the time that the heart was at its highest rate, there was a jolt of energy. But sometimes I think that these things happen to bring it a little bit more in front of us so that we can recognize that there is something out of whack. So I kind of feel that it was done in a way that wasn't meant to hurt you, but it was meant to get your attention. And so do I feel like it's anything serious? From what I see and the pictures that they show me in my vision, I do not. Do I feel that it's something that needs to be monitored? I do. Do I feel, again, I'm not a doctor, that you may be lacking in some minerals, some things that kind of help your heart health? I do. So looking into the supporting vitamins and things that will help you in your heart health and being prepared to use them after you consult with your medical practitioner would be better for you so that you can build better heart health. I feel as if this problem really began with your heartbeat and the racing, and perhaps you didn't notice it because, yes, you have been under a lot of stress, but I really feel that when they take me back, they want to take me back, Esther, to about 2 years ago. So whatever was different or shifted or changed, or you changed medically, or we changed in our work environment, that was part of the catalyst for where we are now. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what was my father about?
Your father was
a
just...
nightmare was having, or did that happen?
No, it wasn't a nightmare. It was because your heart and your physical body was in a bit of a distress. Your higher self had kind of lifted you out of the physical consciousness, and you were kind of in the in-between state of sleep and awake. And so you were able to clearly see your father. And it was just that you caught him at the time of the both worlds. You were closer to the other side, not that you were crossing over, but you were able to see the veil was a little thinner at that time. and he was there, and I don't feel that it was anything harmful. It was simply a presence of support, and no, you did not almost die, nor do I feel like that is what's in your immediate future, although I guess eventually we're all going somewhere. But I feel that it was just that you were able to see him more clearly because of what was going on physically.
Oh, that was kind of frightening to me. And then suddenly I connect with my grid, which I love dearly ever since I got it. And I said to myself, wait a minute, I have my grid here, and I've been connecting with it since then. And I feel this sense of peace, but it bothers my mind. And I didn't hesitate to make that appointment with the specialist. It's coming up on May 13th. And that's what the doctor at the hospital says. They'll give me a monitor to wear 24 hours to see if there's anything that that's going on. And they also told me that I was low in magnesium, which that is weird because I take it every night, 400 milligrams. But like he said, let's go deeper with the specialist to see what was the effect.
Correct.
Thank
And
you
that
for answering.
magnesium,
You know.
that magnesium that you're discussing is exactly, Esther, the type of mineral that I'm talking about that we need. Okay, so
I take it every night, 400 milligrams.
Well, maybe we need to take a little bit more. Maybe the body's not processing it properly, right? So.
Right, possibly.
Okay.
I'm big on supplements, but it just bothered me, and I said to myself, my father of all, the person that was never close, where was he going, or what was this all about? But I haven't talked to anybody about it because they might look at me creepy like I was bugging out. But for a minute, I got a little bit concerned, and I said, you know what? I spoke to you since then, but I said, let me ask you, because it's troubling my mind as to really what happened.
Yes, and remember when using your grid to follow all the healing energy that we had taught you in the class, and of course we'll be going over it in this next class again, but follow the energy because it will definitely have the power to raise the vibration and restore the energy and the physicality to a perfected state so that we have a better healing opportunity from that. All right, Esther, thank you so much for your call. You're not crazy. You're maybe a little unwell, but you're not crazy, right? I hear that song, I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. I know right now you can't tell. Some people would think you're a little unwell, but that's all good. It's all good. You'll be fine. Keep us posted. Thank you so much, Esther.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. 866-972-7247. Whew, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go right back to our phone lines. If you're on Facebook and YouTube and you want to ask a question, now's a great time. Put it in the feed. We would love to hear from you. Stay with us, everyone. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater. And the characters, they change.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story. Like a movie.
Every soul, it has a story. And what's your story? Well, we're listening and tuning into Spirit to find out your soul's story. And we're also answering our questions on Facebook and YouTube. So let's get together and pull up Facebook and YouTube questions and see what we've got going on. Let's see who we've got in our feed before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. Who do we have in our Facebook feed, please? There we go. Where is it? We have Alexa. And she said, I wondered many times, why am I on this earth? Well, Alexa, I think we've all answered that question or asked that question of ourselves, and maybe we're hoping we get an answer. But why are you on this earth? Any insight from the angels or spirits? Well, first of all, the energy around you is really about making a shift financially in your career. So if you're thinking you're not living your purpose, you're not doing the mission, you're not making the difference that you want yet, this year is going to open you up to those possibilities of making a shift in career, making a shift towards something more purposeful for you. You are on this earth so that you can be of service and so you can assist others. Now, everyone has a different way of being of service. Sometimes it's this ability to make things and create things for people and give them as gifts. Other times it's a whole career. So why are you on this earth? You're here because there are lessons and things that you have to learn about yourself and about others, and it's to grow spiritually and discovering purpose. And it's never too late to discover purpose, and I feel like purpose is unfolding for you this year and next year, 2024 and 2025. And goodness gracious, if we blink twice, we're going to be into the middle of 2024, and before we know it, we'll be in 2025. So this is a powerful time, especially these next 10 days, to say, what can I do? What can I change? This is you talking to yourself, Alexa. What can I do? What can I change to put myself in a better path that will give me new opportunities and things that feel and look and experience as different than where I currently am? What do I need to change? What can I change? And make that change. Even the simplest of changes will then alter the path so that you can go down a different path and feel as if you have a new, fresh feeling. You are here to be of service, Alexa. Discovering it is really the fun part. Thanks so much for your Facebook question. And we've got to take another question from Facebook and YouTube before we go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. So Kelly Price says, I would love to know my purpose. I feel like I'm supposed to be a healer. I'm trained in Reiki. I've been reading Tarot for about 15 years, and I just can't find that one practice I'm passionate about. Well, Kelly, here's the interesting thing. You are an intuitive, and I feel as if the cards are not enough for you, and I feel as if you're needing to tap into your intuitive stream of consciousness more. And I also feel that there is a different healing modality that you can use in your intuition, and perhaps we can go down the path of guiding people in their finding, here's the interesting thing, in their finding their purpose and helping them heal the energetic blocks that are preventing them from stepping into their purpose and living a passionate, happy, joyful life. That is where your healing Reiki and a new modality will come in, and that is where you're kicking into your intuition will help you assist people identify where the blocks are, intuitively direct them there, and then guide them through a healing, be it a healing modality, a healing meditation. And I feel like you'd feel much more accomplished than just answering people's questions and giving them guidance. You would be helping them remove the blocks that prevent them from living the life they came to live. So Kelly, wrap your head around that, but that's what I just heard from Spirit. I would love to have an opportunity to have a personal session with you, Kelly. I could kind of help map it out for you. I think it would be a nice, refreshing way to approach your ways of service for Spirit. Thank you so much for following the show. You know we appreciate it, and we appreciate your question tonight. 866-972-7247. I gotta go to New York. I got Hilda in New York. How are you, Hilda? Thank you so much for waiting.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Nice to talk to you.
Pleasure to talk to you, Hilda. We've spoken before?
Yes, we have. And I lost my husband about 17 months ago. And I thought I was on a very good track, and it seemed like he would be proud of what I had accomplished with my life. But now today, I've been unsettled about I'm selling a house that is, I do have a purchase offer on it, but running into some obstacles and stuff, and I'm just wishing we were doing it together. At first, I really missed, the business part of his input. So hopefully he's behind me.
Your husband was the person who could figure out an answer for anything.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he was a great problem solver, a great practical man. I also see him as just a very steady force. And I also feel that when I look at the energy, did he just have I know you said he passed 17 months ago, but did he just have, or is he about to have a birthday? Because he's taking me to there's something coming up connected to him, a birthday, an anniversary. Is there something coming up connected with him, please?
Not really. He's a Sagittarian, so he was December. And,
December, okay.
Our anniversary was September, so.
Okay.
But,
so there's something coming
have
up.
a
So
son
I
that
don't know if you hear what
born
I'm
in
about to
July.
say. Hear what I'm about to say.
What's that, honey?
There's an anniversary or something connected to something having to do with him, maybe having to do with you, but he's still holding true to, there's a date coming up that's important. I'm going to leave that with you because he has more to say to me, and I don't want us to get held up on that. He's also making me aware, Hilda, that the next steps for you are the steps that are feeling a little unsettled. Is that true? Where we go from here when we sell the house, yes?
Well, I'm kind of settling in with my son. I have an apartment at his house, and that seemed to be a wise decision and has worked out wonderfully. But it's just getting over the hump from financially being tied up with two houses and, that kind of thing. That's a little tough.
But it isn't much of a hump.
I think what the situation is they're coming up with issues with the house of things that need fixing, and he could fix anything and always did. And it's like, where are you when I need you? Or why didn't you fix this before you left? So,
I understand. But
I think that's the troubling part of the day.
But it is all going to work out. It is all going to work out. And if it's something that you can't fix or it's too problematic for you to arrange to have fixed, then you can always give them a little credit towards that at the closing and be done with the process.
Yeah.
So he is behind you in the selling of this house, and we don't want you to get caught up in the snafus of things not going perfectly smooth. Almost all transactions have somebody coming back and saying, fix this, do this, right? So there's always something going on. So, but you
haven't been through this before.
Right.
We were together for 65 years, and like I say, I never had anything like this on my own. So
exactly.
It's been a little baffling.
A little baffling, but you are definitely up to the task. You're your own force to be reckoned with. No one's getting the wool over your eyes. You'll be fine. And he is supporting you.
Well, that's good to know.
He is supporting you, and he wants you to know that you are more than capable of the task, and letting go is the next step in allowing yourself to move forward in life. And he wants you to be happy, and he wants you to feel safe, and he wants you to build a new life, even though you don't want to live without him in that way. We would rather he was with you by your side, but he is with you, supporting you, and he gives you signs and evidence that he's with you.
That's good.
So
I'm glad to hear that. I had a feeling he probably was, and that he was pleased with what I was doing, so I just needed reinforcement, I guess.
Reinforcement, and just trust the process and know that you couldn't be in better hands than with your son, and your son will make sure that you are all right.
I sense that.
And Hilda,
thank you for your input.
You're welcome.
I'll keep in touch.
Yes, thank you. And you have so many guides and angels with you as well. So do know that you can always ask for help, not just from your husband on the other side, but you can also ask for your angels to assist you. So call upon your angels, your guardian angel, Archangel Michael, to help you in justice and legal matters such as this house transaction. Every angel will be happy to assist you, and all will come together. And trust that your husband will come to you in a dream very soon to give you his stamp of approval.
Okay, wonderful. Okay,
all right.
Nice
Thank
talking
you, Hilda.
to you, Sarah. Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless you. Bye for now.
Bye.
866-972-7247. Well, we've got to go to Miramar. We've got Amber on the line. Amber, how are you tonight?
Yes, hi, good afternoon. Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well, Amber. Good to make this connection with you. It is a time for you to reach high, expand your experiences, ask for more, know you deserve more, trust your gut. You're very intuitive in your own way. And give yourself permission to make the change, the move that you want. Does that make any sense to you?
Honestly, that hit home. Honestly, I was just going to ask you that. You just answered it for me.
Great. It is exactly where you're supposed to be. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask, you had said that was a good answer, but I just want to know, when it comes to, actual breakthrough, do you feel like it's near soon, or do you feel like it's going to be more time, or what is the longevity of it?
So the breakthrough that you seek, when I look back, and I want to take you back to, well, we could go really far back, but we're going to go back to 2022. And 2022 to now, we haven't gotten to where we want to be, and we're kind of feeling a little frustrated with the process. Is that true?
I wouldn't say frustrated, but I've been very humble. I'm just I'm waiting, So
okay,
I'm not gonna make it get to me. I just recently had a baby 3 months ago, and I feel like thank God for him. He's just keeping me sane.
When I look at the changes that come for you, the breakthrough, the things that make things easier, time being an illusion, but they give me a window of time for us to follow. The closer we get to your birthday, the closer we get to the breakthrough, where things are easier, more manageable, and we can give ourselves permission to make the moves and the changes that we want. Trust the process.
Wow.
Okay?
Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome. And when things feel like they're challenging for you, of course, it's great to be humble and wait in grateful anticipation for God to deliver. I appreciate that. But when they feel frustrating, just if something feels like it's going against the desired outcome that you want, tell that appearance or that situation or that person in the energy, say, you have no power over me. My destiny is already blessed by God. Okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Amber. What else did you want to say? Yes.
I wanted to ask, how, I'm ready. This is Blanche. No, you're good. My bad. I'm on the phone. I'm in the grocery store too. My bad. However, what I was going to say was, as far as, so with the father of the child, my child's father, I wanted to know, will he ever play his part, or I don't know, how would that go?
He's a complicated person. When is his birthday, please?
He's a Virgo, September 2nd.
Okay. Ever is a big word.
He's very complicated.
Yeah, he is. He's very complicated and very self-centered and self-absorbed at this time. He doesn't really have this ability to really put other people first. So does he care? Kind of. Is he really willing to step out of his comfort zone and show up the way we would expect? Not at this time. Will he ever? Ever is a big word. And I do feel that eventually he will show up in some capacity, but it'll only be to make himself look good in somebody's eyes. That's the kind of person that we have, okay? How did you hear about the show, Amber?
My brother, he's currently in your studio. Well, he should be in the studio. He told me to give a call to the line, so I decided. His name's Avram Bourne.
Oh, yes. Working the board over there. I'm working him to death, your brother, okay? So we got him working hard over here to make sure everything goes right. But thank you so much for your call, and trust your intuition. Know that everything comes in perfect time. And when people show you who they are, believe them and keep it moving, because right now you're the keeper of that soul, so you're in charge of your baby. So you bring joy, harmony, and peace and love to your baby, and all will be well. Thank you so much.
Amen.
All
So
right,
much.
honey.
I hope you have a great one.
You too. Bye for now. Well, another Wednesday comes to a close, and we're so glad we had this time together. We're really appreciative of all your calls. Visit us at sarahspiritual.com and check out Seance with the Queens, whether you join me in Delray at the Movies of Delray and go to events, Eventbrite, and find the place and click and get your ticket for $12, or you watch it on Amazon Prime. Love to hear from you. It's going live on Amazon Prime this weekend, and on Sunday we are going to be live at the Movies at Delray for a very special event, so I'd love to see you there. We thank you for sharing time and space with us. We appreciate your calls. We will be back next Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. We're going to do it all over again, and it's all about you always. Thank you. Good night. God bless you, and I am Sarah Spiritual.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.